I'm Amber Sutherland. This is my second session.
Okay.
So the first time I came, was the most amazing experience. I released so much. I felt just so happy, and I felt like my whole world had changed.
How were you feeling before that first session?
I was so tight and angry and just felt so burdened.
Okay.
And afterwards, I was just able to release so much of that anger, so much of that hurt.
Yeah.
All of it, really.
Yeah.
Everything we talked about and everything I threw away really stayed gone. I noticed that it really hasn't come back. I haven't even, when the thoughts even come, it doesn't really affect me. It just, the thought of it comes and disappears. It doesn't
linger,
grab at my heart, and yeah. And then,
so life since that first session, which how long ago do you think we did that?
Maybe 6 months ago or so.
Yeah, I think it's been a little while.
Yeah.
And so life has changed since?
Dramatically. So many things that I wanted have happened. I was mentioning earlier, we moved, and just getting myself out of the place that so many things
Felt that
happened.
way,
Yeah, made a huge difference. It just helped me really let go of a lot of stuff, and everything I kind of asked for in this new life I wanted happened.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I am living a completely different life.
In 6 months, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you feel way better and dramatically different from when you first came in to when you left.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So different.
So let's reiterate why you came in today.
So after noticing how different my life has been and how much better I feel, and not only me noticing, people in my life notice that I am just a happier, calmer, more joyful person, and I feel so much better, I wanted to take another step in moving towards, what else I could do to continue my growth and continue to move on the path of things that I want. Okay.
And so that led to what you just came out of for today's session.
Yes.
And so now we're going to get to learn what perhaps you remember from the session we just did.
So this one was a lot different from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was painful in ways.
Emotional.
Yeah, very emotional. This one obviously is emotional as well, but in a different way, in a uplifting, kind of motivating way. Not so much of getting rid of some stuff, but learning new things and absorbing different things and experiencing an enlightenment as opposed to kind of a release.
Okay. And I think that's pretty common for most people, because the first session, the Shamanic Shadows Healing, is more about getting rid of the toxic burdens that weigh us all down, that keep us trapped and feeling stuck and can't move forward. And in order to then see what else is possible, it's necessary to obviously get rid of the things that are holding you back from what is possible. And so yes, the first session for most people tends to be more emotional, but feel good after that release takes place, but does mean kind of facing our stuff, our crap, in order to do that. Let's learn some about today's session. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
So I guess starting from the beginning, anywhere from third eye chakra to crown chakra, higher self, as well as perhaps anything you learn from higher realms.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to think of myself and, kind of connect with that higher self. I can't really see the higher self, but it's very it's like a big energy of me.
Okay.
And so it feels very powerful and very positive energy and love and comfort.
Okay.
And yeah, kind of that.
Okay. And then what
Just
about
acceptance
of self, you mean?
Yeah.
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 And then do you think you were able to connect with any guides or anything like that?
Yeah. Strangely though, my guides were my kids this time.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though, I mean, they just were kind of there with me and
Okay.
kind of experiencing it and like, come on, Mom, let's go, you know, kind of pulling me through it and showing me their take kind of and how they feel and how I help them
Okay.
be.
Okay. And what do you think you learned from that? Like some examples.
Kind of a little more how to be accepting and loving and appreciative of even the flaws and the positives and the negatives, and just being able to play and dance with them in the field and play jump rope, and you'd be more of that free spirit and that
Kid.
yeah, and not let kind of the world
Define that.
kind of pull me into where it feels I need to be, but to remind me to be that free spirit and uplifting and just allow the world to happen and not so much to control it or try to control it.
Right. Easier said than done, right?
Absolutely.
And so your kids were the ones kind of teaching you, or the consciousness of your kids were teaching you in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
And then we did kind of try to facilitate learning about your future. What do you think you're called of that?
Which is hard to see as well. It's still just kind of the energy of me. But it gave me, I don't know that I quite figured out like, oh, this is what it is, but it feels like it opened up those pathways to explore more and to kind of gather the little pieces of life that make me realize like, oh, this is what feels good. This is what feels good. This little piece of this is what feels good. Instead of trying to just be like, this is what's going to make me happy.
If I do this,
to open up and let those things just happen and respond to the way I'm feeling, as opposed to try to force the way I'm feeling, but respond to how my emotions are actually making me feel what they're telling me. Yeah.
And do you think you were able to learn anything from that within that experience of that with your emotions?
I think it kind of just opened up those pathways to figure it out.
Okay.
You know, a little more of that. I don't know that I quite was like, oh, this is my aha moment, but more
allowing you the ability to connect to the ability to do that from here on.
Yeah, to find those moments, to pick those little moments out of life, to kind of collect them all into what it is. There definitely wasn't like I'm going to tell you the way to go. It was more like I'm going to give you the tools to find it yourself and to get your way there.
And how did that feel?
Good and a little irritating. Like I wanted that like answer, but I think that's probably why I don't get it, is because I need that
exploration.
That growth, and I need that exploration, not to have the right answer. Everything is always like, I need the right answer. I need to know what the answer is, and I don't.
Or the destination.
You know? Yeah, I need to know what that is, and I don't. And so I really need to take the path to explore it and use the tools around me to figure it out, instead of assuming that I just know the answer and now I need to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that feel now?
Good, actually. It actually feels better. It feels like I don't
have to have everything
need to know.
Yeah, have to have everything predetermined.
Yeah, like I can just take the time I need to explore it and to realize that life is the destination, not here and here and here, but the end is really the destination, to make it all the way through life and to explore it and feel all the things that I can get from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about any progress with inner child?
Yeah, my inner child is a lot happier than I thought.
Okay.
I guess,
compared to the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was really hurt and beaten down
The first time.
And now she's a lot happier and playful again and excited about life instead of kind of beaten down about it. She's very excited to experience more life.
Yay.
Yeah.
So that's obviously a part of you.
Yeah.
You were hurt, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you think that's your new attitude, is ready to explore life?
Yeah, I hope so. I want to kind of take it on and not be so planned out.
Right. What about heart chakra? That was when we kind of revisited the emotional garden.
My garden was still pretty clean.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. There was definitely a couple things I needed to pull out of there, and a couple more flowers to plant. But it was actually still pretty clean. And as far as that, I felt like I needed to kind of plant more of those seeds of connection, the connection to my emotions, and not try to block them, because I've had so many bad emotions and so many hard things that I don't want to feel any of them.
Right.
And so I kind of needed to plant some of those connecting seeds to even allow the bad ones, but kind of realize that those come along with the good ones. And
it feels good to feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's kind of part of life too. It's that connection to feeling, because otherwise if you're dead to emotion, you can't even feel life around you. That's no life at all either. Yeah. So,
yeah. And it feels bad,
Yeah.
It doesn't, you still end up feeling, it's not like you can make it go away.
Yeah.
But it just feels confining and like you're trapped all the time.
Without connecting to emotion, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so, what do you think is going to be different now that you're going to connect to emotion?
I think I'll probably cry a lot more. But also laugh a lot more and enjoy things more and experience life in kind of from a different perspective.
Here we go. Let's take the tissues.
Cry a lot more.
That's okay. I think that's the problem with most of us today, is that we don't give ourselves that permission to even cry.
Yeah.
And crying it's a release for one. It's a detoxification for another. But it's also sometimes tears can be rewarding. They can feel good. They can be an angel tears where they're just feathered down, and it almost feels good to cry sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I had an experience with that not too long ago myself, which just felt so amazing. I'll have to talk to you about it more, but yeah. Or what about the root? Oh no, we did the sacral chakra, so the orange and family. Anything come up with that?
Yeah, that was kind of good. That was good to just sit there with those people, mostly the family that I've created.
Mm-hmm.
And my other family is involved and well, but it just felt really nice to sit there with them.
Yeah. And
just enjoy each other's company and feel connected to them and feel part of each other.
Right.
And not have all these other things of life, not have, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to go do this, this matters, now we have to, to just be there and not have any of life's
expectations, per se,
expectations
or obligations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just enjoy each other's being and soul, and not even, there's no conversation, there is just that feeling of just love.
Cool.
And just being with them. Yeah.
And that was with your, including parents too?
Yeah. My sister and my whole
family unit.
Family, yeah.
Awesome. And then going into root chakra, tapping into some of the feminine.
So that is kind of one of those things I've been kind of trying to do more of, is kind of be a part of nature and explore Mother Earth and connect to the earth, and feeling that extra connection and that extra kind of root and pulling myself into it and feeling that she, like Mother Earth is giving me life. Like that's, without Earth, obviously I can't live, you know, there's none of that, the vital things that I need. And so that connection of being kind of one and pulling myself into it, but also kind of lifting myself up. Yeah.
And what about with the moon's energy too? I think we explored some of that.
Yeah, it's so peaceful and just calming and soothing and like full of that like love and peacefulness, as opposed to like the sun's light, which is very energizing and very like
vibrant and strong.
Yeah. And so they have very different, like contrasting feelings. And I like that peaceful, just calm, relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best way to explain it. Just that. Yeah.
So after today's session, do you think you got what you came for?
Yeah, definitely. I really feel like I've opened myself up to exploring more and being myself and learning those things that make me happy, not what should make me happy, but what actually makes me happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I think that's going to be
thank you.
It's a wonderful explanation.
Thank you.
Awesome.